Hi, welcome to this edition of Health Feed. I'm your host, Katie Wick. Today we're talking about a summer guest that we have around Sioux Falls that sometimes can be a nuisance. We're going to talk about mosquitoes today. We have with us Jamie Rogenbauer, the Public Health Program Manager at the Health Department, who is over the Vector Control Program. Thanks for joining us today, Jamie.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Great. So mosquitoes are not everybody's favorite topic. Mm-hmm. We like to be outside during the summertime. They can be pesky, but they also kind of have a health component to them as well. Mm-hmm. So talk to us a little bit about the mosquito program and how we start surveilling for the mosquitoes. They're not here quite yet, but they'll be coming soon.
So we start surveilling early April, actually. We want to be as proactive as possible. We have split the city into about 20 zones, and there is a mosquito trap in each of those zones, at least one of them. And so we turn the trap on during the week on Monday, and then we check it throughout the week to see if we've collected any mosquitoes. If we have, we can take it back to our lab and check into those. The other thing we do is check any kinds of bodies of water that are stagnant for larvae, because that's proactive before they even turn into mosquitoes that bother us and bite us. We can treat them, then they're on the spot.
So we like to treat before they ever grow into mosquitoes that start flying around, and that's one of the best prevention ways. So when you talk about taking them back to the office to test them, mm-hmm. What are we testing for? First we'll ID them. So we know in our South Dakota population there's a couple different species of mosquitoes. Some of them we look for our public health component, and some of them we think of as nuisance mosquitoes. Our nuisance mosquitoes are Aedes mosquitoes, and our public health ones are Culex. So we ID them to see what type we're getting in our population, and then we'll test them to see if West Nile virus is present in those. And that's really important because South Dakota has one of the highest per capita in the nation for West Nile virus, and we want to do as much prevention as possible so that we get to enjoy our summer and nobody gets sick. Usually when we get a positive pool for West Nile virus, we do really targeted sprays in that area, but that first step is really figuring out where our positive pools are so we can be strategic about where we're spraying. Okay, so when we're talking about testing those mosquitoes, mm-hmm. What we're testing for West Nile, talk to us a little bit about what that means, symptoms people can watch for, and when those mosquitoes are out.
Yeah, so most people when they get West Nile virus are actually asymptomatic. They never know that they have it. But some people who get it will have flu-like symptoms, so that body aches, headache, runny nose, fever sometimes. And then some people will get really severe cases, and so hospitalizations. And those are more prone to our elderly populations or if you're immunocompromised. And so we want to prevent all of those things, even if you're asymptomatic and that you've had it. Our nuisance mosquitoes, the ones that don't carry West Nile virus, those are going to be more out during the day. So when you're trying to barbecue, trying to enjoy your summer, and you feel like you're getting eaten alive, that's more our nuisance mosquitoes. The ones that carry West Nile virus that we're really concerned about, and we do that proactive approach for that treating, is going to be like dawn and dusk. So if you're like a night runner like me, you might be getting eaten alive out there. So we want to do prevention during those times. So that's why you might see us spraying at night.
Okay, so when we're out there spraying and trying to, at that dawn and dusk area, mm-hmm. Talk to us a little bit about the chemical that we use and how that works.
So we use different chemicals every year, and we do that to prevent resistance in mosquitoes. We know that they're all safe for pets, animals, people. They're EPA rated, but we do kind of change them up based on their makeup so that we don't create resistance in mosquitoes. And we rely on our manufacturing partners to help us kind of decide during the season what is going to be the best effective spray for them. And if you have questions for that, our mosquito landing page for Sioux Falls City is a really great place for resources. You can always reach out for questions there, or email us, call us. There's a great find. Yeah. Okay, so what kind of chemical are in those? You said we change it up a little bit every year. Mm-hmm. How does that chemical get aerosolized? Is it just pressure, or is there something else in there that carries that? Yeah, so our sprayers in our trucks are called ultra low volume sprayers. So it's a very little amount of chemical, and it gets aerosolized basically with water. So it's super diluted, and these little droplets of water have that big 300-foot span, and so they basically spray outwards. And so that's why if it's too cold at night, so we've had a warmer spring, but it's been really cool at night, so we haven't been spraying. And that's because when we have under 55 degrees, that aerosolized spray isn't going to be effective. Mosquitoes are hiding in vegetation, and then that cooler weather makes them kind of fall faster, and so it's just not an effective way to spray for mosquitoes. But we're still out doing that surveillance and doing that prevention with our larvicides to treat them before they even become problems.
Perfect. Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about what homeowners can do, or if you're out and about at those picnics or your barbecues in the backyard. Everybody wants to be outside during the nice weather. So when we come back, we'll talk about what you as homeowners can do.
I'm Dr. DeMatos Conrad from Falls Community Health. Whooping cough cases are rising in South Dakota. Symptoms can present as a cold, a runny nose, or the classic violent coughing fits. The best way to prevent whooping cough is to get vaccinated. Children under 1 year old are at the highest risk for experiencing severe cases of the whooping cough. If you have a new baby or a new grandchild in your life, check in with your doctor to see if you should have a whooping cough booster. For more information on whooping cough, contact your doctor or Falls Community Health.
Welcome back. We're here today talking to Jamie Rogenbauer from the Health Department about mosquitoes. It's that time of year, they're not any fun. But Jamie, what can homeowners do on their property to help us mitigate some of the mosquitoes and them getting into be adulthood? We don't do any surveillance or any testing on private property. So how do homeowners prevent some of this?
Yeah, so you're exactly right. So none of our surveillance or testing happens on somebody's property. And so the best way that they can prevent it and make it a more enjoyable summer for them is to make sure their yard is cleaned up. And so mosquitoes, they love any kind of standing water. So I have 3 little kids. We have toys in the backyard. So just making sure those things are cleaned up. They're not gathering water, because you only need a little bit for that larva to hatch into real mosquitoes. And then just making sure your vegetation is cleaned up too, because they're going to hide in that vegetation and use it as a source.
Okay, we talked a little bit about our yard. What about personal protective clothing or precautions that we can take? Because everybody wants to be outside during the summer. So what can we do? Or people who are working?
Yeah, you're right. So it doesn't sound like a fun thing to do in the summer, but the best thing you can do is wear long, loose, light colored clothing, and that just helps them prevent you from getting bit. The other thing you can do is wear a deep product, so mosquito spray helps them prevent biting too. A lot of people work outside both during the day and then at night. I think about us being surrounded by that agricultural land, and they're more at risk for getting West Nile virus because they're going to be in that dawn and dusk time. So if they do feel like they're getting symptoms or like that flu-like illness, going out to their doctor and reaching out to make sure that they don't have West Nile virus is a really good way to prevent symptoms from worsening. But same thing, long, loose, light colored clothing and a deep product. Okay,
sounds great. So if people have further questions, what kind of resources do we have where they can reach out to us and ask those specific questions?
So they can go to our city mosquito website. We have text where they can follow their own spray zones. They can send questions to us. They can call us if they have questions. And then we have our Tyler 311 where they can report any concerns. So if they're in an area and they see there's a lot of mosquitoes, maybe we're missing something. And so we look at those concerns and complaints. We take them seriously and we go out and make sure we're getting taken care of. So.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to a comfortable and healthy, safe summer. So we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us, Jamie.
Thank you.
If you have further questions, we encourage you to go to our website, siouxfalls.gov/health. You can sign up for our text alerts to be notified when there's spraying in your area, or you can download our app to help notify us when you see excessive mosquitoes anywhere in the area. Thank you for joining us.